How do you show someone you love them? Flowers? Well, for some penguins, it's all about finding the perfect rock. I'm serious. When a gentoo or Adelie penguin wants to find a life partner, the male goes on a quest. He searches the entire rocky beach, sometimes for days, looking for the smoothest, roundest, most beautiful pebble he can possibly find. He then waddles over to the female he likes and formally presents the pebble to her. It's a penguin proposal. If she accepts the pebble, she places it in their nest. And they're officially a couple. It's their way of saying, I like your rock, let's build a home together. So yeah, for penguins, love really rocks. Look at the color red. It's red, right? It's a fact of the universe. Well, what if I told you that color isn't real at all? It's a complete illusion created by your brain. That red apple isn't actually red. The apple's surface is just absorbing all the other colors of light and reflecting the specific wavelength we call red back to your eye. Your eye sends a signal to your brain, and your brain basically says, okay, that specific wavelength, we're going to call that red. It's an interpretation, not a reality. A bee sees that same apple completely differently because its brain interprets light in another way. The color doesn't exist on the apple. It exists in the mind. So all the beautiful colors you see, it's not the world. It's just your brain being an amazing artist. Crows and ravens are known for being super smart. But they do something that is both heartbreaking and genius. When a crow dies, other crows will gather around it. They'll stop squawking and fall silent. It looks a lot like a funeral. But are they just mourning their friend? The truth is much more complex. They're not just sad, they're investigating. They are trying to figure out what killed their friend. Scientists have found that crows are conducting a danger assessment. They're learning to recognize the place, the predator, or even the person responsible for the death. They remember that information and teach it to the rest of the flock. So it's not just a funeral. It's a crime scene investigation run by birds. You use emojis every day, but have you met their great-grandfather? The year is 1982. The internet is just a bunch of text on a screen, and people are arguing a lot. Not because they were angry, but because they couldn't tell when someone was making a joke. Sarcasm was getting lost in translation, causing constant misunderstandings. So a computer scientist named Scott Fahlman sent a message. He proposed that to show you were joking, you should use this simple symbol: a colon, a hyphen, and a parentheses. And just like that, the smiley face emoticon was born. The very first tool to add a human smile back into our digital conversations. So the ancestor of every emoji wasn't a marketing gimmick. It was just a friendly reminder to not take everything so seriously. You have a big test tomorrow, so you do what we all do. You grab your notes, a highlighter, and you read them over and over. Well, science says that is one of the worst ways to study. You're basically wasting your time. The secret to actually remembering things is a brain hack called the testing effect. Your brain doesn't learn well from passively seeing information. It learns by being forced to pull that information out of your memory. That struggle is what builds a strong memory. So instead of rereading, close the book and try to explain the concept out loud. Make flashcards. Take a practice test. The effort of remembering is the workout that makes your brain stronger. So stop highlighting. If you want to ace your next test, you have to stop studying and start quizzing. What if I told you the most famous cookie in the world was a complete accident? The year is 1938. Ruth Wakefield, owner of the Toll House Inn, is making her famous chocolate cookies. But she has a problem. She's out of baker's chocolate. Thinking fast, she grabs a Nestlé semi-sweet chocolate bar, smashes it into little pieces, and throws them into the dough. She expected the chocolate to melt and mix in completely, but that's not what happened. When she pulled them out of the oven, the chocolate chunks had held their shape, creating gooey, melty pockets of chocolate. She had accidentally invented the chocolate chip cookie, and the world has been thanking her for that delicious mistake ever since. A delicious mistake that changed baking forever. If you have a cat, you know this move, the gentle push-pull, also known as making biscuits. It's super cute, but what are they actually doing? Are they giving you a massage, or are they just weird? The real reason is incredibly sweet. It's a behavior they learned as a tiny kitten. When kittens are nursing, they need their mom to make the milk flow. It's a movement associated with comfort, safety, and getting food. So when your adult cat does it to you or a soft blanket, they're reverting back to that kitten-like state of pure contentment. It's the ultimate compliment. It means they feel so safe and happy with you. They think you're their mom. So you think you've seen cute? You need to see a rabbit when it's really, really happy. They do this thing that's so adorable it has its own special name. It's called a binky. A binky is when a rabbit gets so overcome with joy, it just explodes. It'll leap straight into the air, twist its body, and kick its little feet out. It looks like a glitch, but it's not. It's a pure, unfiltered expression of absolute delight. It's their way of shouting, "I am so happy right now." You'll see it when they're excited to see you, or when they're playing in a space they feel safe and comfortable in. So if you ever see a bunny do a backflip, you've just witnessed a cuteness explosion powered by pure happiness. There's nothing more comforting than a purring cat, right? It's the ultimate sign of a happy, content kitty. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? Cats don't just purr when they're happy. They also purr when they're scared or in great pain. So why do they do it? The reason is basically a superpower. A cat's purr creates vibrations at a very specific frequency. And that frequency has been shown to act like a built-in healing machine. It can help repair bones and muscles, reduce pain and swelling, and even make breathing easier. So a purr isn't just your cat saying, "I love you." It's also a low-energy way for them to heal themselves. It's the coziest superpower in the world. Butterfly wings are some of the most beautiful and vibrant things in nature. But they're hiding a mind-bending secret. The color you see isn't actually there. It's an illusion. For example, most blue butterfly wings have no blue pigment at all. So how do we see blue? It's called structural color. Their wings are covered in millions of microscopic, transparent scales. These scales are shaped in such a complex way that when light hits them, they act like tiny prisms. They bend and scatter the light waves, canceling out all the other colors, and reflecting only that brilliant, pure blue back to our eyes. So it's not a color, it's a trick of the light. You're not looking at a painting. You're looking at a masterpiece of natural physics.